Gene Shear.
Right.
In the car number 00. Gene, where are you from?
I'm right here from Phoenix.
From Phoenix?
Down in Phoenix, yeah.
Word has it that that last race that you raced, or what was it, last week or a couple of weeks ago, that was your first race ever down here in
the
Tucson?
year, right, down in Tucson. So we had a little problems getting the car set up for the track, and hopefully we got it tonight. So we'll find out.
Are you a rookie?
This is our second year in late model. We raced about 8 times last year in late model.
How'd you do?
We did, the best finish we had last year was 3rd place.
Oh,
in Manzanita, so in the half mile.
How do you like Raven Raceway?
Oh, it's fantastic. It really is. The people are great, and you know, that's the first time I've ever seen a band. The last time was here on Friday night. I mean, you know, I couldn't believe it. So it's great so far.
How about the track itself?
It's a one-group track in the main event. It's hard. We didn't have that much main event time, but just by watching the other drivers, you can tell, you know, it's hard to get by. If you get out of the group, you're gone. So usually where you start in the main event is looks like that's where you're going to end up at.
Tell me a little bit about this car number 00.
Okay, originally I bought this from Mark Lapp. Jack Colcott drove it 2 years ago. And we had it last year, and at the Western World last year, we hit the wall. So we had to rebuild the front end. So basically, it's a Gigolo chassis. It's the only one in Arizona right now. And it's a leaf spring car, and it's got a 377 Chevy motor in it.
What do you mean by Gigolo chassis?
That's the type of chassis it is. Like you have Bullet chassis, Rayburn chassis, Larry Shaw chassis. That's the guy that makes them.
That's the guy that
so this is a Gigolo chassis from back east, I guess in Kentucky or someplace.
Somewhere back there.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where he got it, but I bought it from Mark.
Who's sponsoring you this year?
We got a Mike Guaranteed Muffler, Mike Gibson. He's helping us out a lot. He gives us some rims and some tires. And then Challenger Motors, they did all the machine work on it. So that, you know, every little bit helps. And then there's Freeway truck parts, they give us a little bit of money, so
I noticed
they're not a full sponsor, but every little bit.
Every little bit helps.
Definitely, definitely.
I noticed you have Yosemite Sam over here on your hood.
My wife thought of that.
What's he saying on there?
Get that silly race car.
Get that silly race car, or wacky race car.
Well, yeah, wacky race car, silly race car.
It's a good-looking machine, that's for sure. A lot of time and money.
Oh, definitely a lot of time and money. Most of it we did ourselves. I mean, we made the body ourselves and everything else. We didn't go buy, we can afford to buy one, so we made it ourselves, and we called it 87 Firebird. You know, you can't really tell the difference between them, so.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you tonight, Mr. Shearer, and we'll see you out on the racetrack, and hope you do well this year.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Okay, we're here with Rick Sipes and Budweiser for you. Rick, the car is looking better and better each time I see you out there. Is it handling better, and what have you done to it to make it look like this?
I haven't done anything, the crew has. They've changed all the springs on the car, the shocks, readjusted, changed tires, thought about it all week long, trying to figure out what made it go wrong the week before. So we got a whole new deal tonight.
Well, let me ask you again. I've asked you this question before, but now that we're into the season just a little bit, how is the track? Has it improved any as far as your outlook goes, the track itself?
Well, I saw a heck of a sprint car race last weekend, but that's a total different package there. No, I don't think it's changed for the stock cars.
Just about the same.
Now, we've had 3 races on the same track and had the same results. So,
why don't you introduce us to the owner of your car? What is this?
This is Jim Throckmorton. He owns it. He also owns Performance Engine and Machine.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of Jim.
Yeah, so he makes the motor. This is the motor man over here. This is Steve Scheich.
Hi, Steve.
How you doing? It's Andy Sparacia.
Jim, is this the only car you have out here, or am I mistaken? Do you have another vehicle out here this year?
Yeah, the 52 car's my son.
52 cars are your son?
Right. It's also a Bullet chassis, but it has a different suspension than this car. It's a completely different chassis setup. We're trying different things, different engines, different chassis setups, and trying to see what's going to work the best.
How active are you as far as hands-on the car? Are you just financially behind the car? Or you help the guys in the pits? Or?
I don't do a whole lot I do pit, and I do work on the car, but mainly Skip Wills is the chassis man. Bill Sutherland does the engine tuning, and we've got Andy and a couple other guys that help out tires and the whole works. We've got a real good crew, real professional. We usually have the car. We had the car loaded last night, ready to go to the races.
You guys are ready, huh?
Yeah. So we do, in conjunction, I've raced for about 30 years, and in conjunction with Skip and with feedback from Rick, we we do get together and work on a car and try different things. We probably tried a totally different chassis setup every time we've been here. The racetrack facility is beautiful. David's done a heck of a job putting this together. The only problem we do have is we've had inclement weather, a lot of wind and that sort of thing, and he needs to get a little bit more clay on the surface, but that's something that, you know, in the future. It's a lot of money we're talking about, and he's spent a lot of money here so far, so we can't really expect a guy to just jump up and go crazy, you know.
I've been watching the car, and, you know, somewhat predicted that you guys look like you're going to be right up there this year. I mean, you're running toward the front. The car seems to be handling better and better each week. You guys have any self-predictions?
We will be.
Well, I think our big problem is you have to understand that just like the sprint cars last week, they run 18-inch wide tires, wings, and everything else, give them a lot of downforce. They can get a lot of bite on a surface that isn't that good. We're limited to 11-inch tires, no wings, very small spoilers. And the aerodynamics doesn't play a big part in stock cars.
Yeah, they're running at 4-bar chassis. And
yeah,
well,
the wings and the tires are the big thing. See, so we're having to try to do a lot of radical chassis changes, springs, and so on and so forth to try to make the car hook up on a track when the surface gets slick. We're all right there, as you can well see from the last race. The first 5 cars, everybody had clocks on them. There wasn't one car running 1/100th of a second faster or slower than the other. It was a deal where if one guy messed up, he was going to get passed by 2 or 3.
yeah.
So, and I think Rick, I didn't really have a chance. I was out of town, didn't have a chance to talk to him. He did a heck of a job driving last week.
Did a real well job, yeah.
And just to maintain his position was a phenomenal feat on his part, I think.
Who's doing the engine work on the 4U car?
Yeah, the Bill's motors right here.
Hi, what do we have here?
Steve Scheich.
Hi, Steve. What kind of horsepower are we talking about that this car generates?
About 650.
About 650? For instance, the transmission in the rear end, does this all have to coincide? Are we talking a certain gear ratio in the rear end that we're running?
They change gear ratios accordingly to keep the engine in the proper operating range that it's designed for, so that it runs where it's supposed to run.
What kind of hours do you put on this vehicle during the week on your off time? Are you putting a whole lot of time into
Not too much. It's been a real solid, reliable engine. We put a lot of time when we build it, though.
Are you happy with the performance of it so far?
Sure, it's been a real good piece.
Once you guys just get that suspension set right, which looks like you're doing now.
Right. The engine seems working good, and they're getting suspension dialed so they can take the horsepower that we're putting, so that everything will go to the ground like it's supposed to.
Very good. And this gentleman over here,
This is Andy.
this is our chassis man, or?
No, our chassis man won't
Right
come
there.
on camera. He's bashful.
He's fast. What's his name, Rick?
He's right there. His name's
Skip
Will.
Skip?
Skip, say hi, Mom.
Nobody ever says hi, Dad. They all say hi, Ma.
This is Andy. This is the fellow I
Hi,
work
Andy.
with. He just helps us out in general.
Good to see you.
Andy does a little bit of everything.
What do you do, Andy? Are you
Well,
fill the
helping
radiator
out.
with water?
I'm
or-
enjoying helping out with the body, keeping the car looking good. Just whatever they need me to do, I'm here to help.
Hey, that's an important part
Yeah.
of the pit crew, because many times he might be working on the engine, or Rick's involved with the driving, so it's a team effort.
That's right. It's a team, and I'm really enjoying working with all these guys. They're a bunch of professionals, and I feel really fortunate to be here with them.
And you guys look good. Are you going to get this guy a Budweiser T-shirt?
well, we're working on it.
Trying for
This
a while.
guy, they haven't got the extra larges yet.
They don't have enough material to make one for me yet. They're working on it, though. I think they just ordered a couple bolts of cloth. Or they're going to go to Tucson Awning and have one built for me, one or the other. But other than that, no, we're real happy. The car is a real good car. We've got one thing nice is Steve builds an engine. We never have to worry about it. We can play with the chassis. We don't have from week to week. We don't have to worry about the engine. They run. We've got probably 9 cars out here have our engines in them. Carl Trimmer, my boys, this one, Banghart. There's quite a few of the cars that have our engines. So, and we just don't have trouble with them. They run good, run strong, and we're happy as we can be.
Sounds like you're really on top of it and really involved in.
Well, this guy right here is the one that's on top of it. He's about the best engine man and tuner that I've ever met, and I've been racing since 1955, so I've met a lot of them.
I've got an old pickup truck that can't pass emissions. Can you help me on there? I think it needs a ring job or something.
Pour some alcohol in.
Well, like you say, it's a team effort. You know, I know Rick does the driving, and you know, the owner and the chassis man over here, and the mechanic, and you know, the everything man. But good luck to all of you, not just to Rick Sipes, but good luck to all of you in your racing career.
Well, when he wins, we all win.
That's right.
That's the way we look at
Okay,
it.
Rick.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
gentlemen.
Okay. So what's your last
Paisan.
name again?
Herpignan. I'm here with Jim Throckmorton Jr.
Yeah.
Is that the way you pronounce that?
Throckmorton.
Throckmorton Jr. in the car B52. Jim, I was just talking with your dad over there, and he said that this is your first year running late model division?
Yeah, full time.
Full time?
I drove his car part-time last year.
How have you been doing so far?
Oh, we had a lot of bad luck recently. The first of the year we did pretty good. We're second in points at Manzanita. Here we crashed a couple times. I about broke my hand a Friday night show a couple weeks ago.
How'd you do that?
I got hit in the wheel in a crash off of turn 2. And I put Jim Braswell in my car Saturday night.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that you weren't driving.
So we put power steering in the car, and hopefully it's sealed up enough and I can drive it a little bit tonight.
What were you racing before you went into late model? Were you racing?
I ran mod stocks, the next division down, for probably 3 years.
You're not that old.
Yeah, 26.
26. Yeah, you look even younger than that. So you've been racing a total of what, 3 years plus this year?
Yeah, probably all together.
What kind of engine are we talking about in this vehicle?
It's got a 420 small block Chevy.
How about horsepower? What are we running, you think?
Over 600, 650, something like that.
Performance engine and machine?
Yeah, my
What are your
dad's shop.
sponsors?
Yeah.
Dad's shop. Brazzel carburation.
Braswell Carburation,
Brazell.
D&M Manufacturing, Simonson Generator, ABC Radiator, Copper State Towing, Ron's Racing Products, The Young Motorsports.
Got some good sponsors.
Yeah, Certified Auto Electric.
What
Got
do
a
you-
few of 'em.
What do you think of the track personally as far as the actual racetrack itself?
It's nice, nice track. We need to see if we can get it worked in a little bit better, so we can all race on the whole surface, so we don't have to follow each other around. Hopefully tonight that'll happen.
Hopefully tonight. How's the car handled?
Lately, terrible. Might be me too, but we'll see. It was the first couple of races of the season it ran real good. We're trying to get it sorted back out.
Have you made any major adjustments to the chassis, or are you just trying to
Everything.
everything? Trying to
So-
feel her out?
This year so far we put a rear end in it, spindles, shocks, springs, steering. We just got done freshening the motor up, put power steering.
Do you take a big active part as far as working on the number of B? What is it?
Yeah.
B52? Is that
Yeah,
what
I
you call
call it
You call it the B52?
bomber. Yeah.
The bomber.
No, I work on it mostly, and then Eric Johnson that works for us at the machine shop, he helps a lot, and a lot of the other guys help out.
Worked on the engine. How about a
My
picture
brothers.
we have?
Yeah, my girlfriend, Eric, Jim Jerzak, Eric Simonson, my dad, my little brothers.
Your dad a big factor in your racing career?
Without him, I wouldn't be doing it.
What kind of support has he been giving you as far as, does he encourage you to drive? Is
Yeah.
he worried about you out on the racetrack?
I don't know if he's worried. I think he likes it when I do good. I don't like to not do well, but I'd like to win a main event. That'd make us both feel better, probably.
Right.
I think I can, eventually.
How do you feel, how do you think you compare against guys like Rick Sipes and Ivan Russell and Carl Trimmer? Do you think you can be right up there with these fellas?
Oh yeah, it's going to take I need to get a few more laps. My car is capable. I think if I get it all dialed in, and if it's dialed in and I'm feeling good, I think I can beat him.
Jim, for 26 years old, you sure have a lot of confidence.
I should be able to beat them. They're old.
They're old.
Yeah, old men.
Wait a minute now. I'm right up there with them.
Especially Sipes.
Especially Sipes.
Yeah.
How old is Mr. Sipes?
I don't know, probably 80.
Probably 80 years old. Well, if he's 80, I'm 120. Okay, Jim, good luck to you tonight. Good luck the rest of the season. Hope you do well.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you. I'm here with the Dwarf car, which the fellas are just getting ready to push off. Car number 81, and the driver, Corky. Corky, you all ready to go tonight?
Oh, I hope so.
How's the car been handling?
It's handling really well. I'm having problems with my carburetors, and it's a new car. It's got a 900 Ninja, and vacuum carburetors, so they're really tough to work with. So as soon as I get that figured out, I've been messing with the jets, and hopefully I get the right ones in.
Are you a married fella? Or?
No.
No, I noticed on your car you got Let's Party. I don't think your wife would go for that if you're married.
No.
How about your sponsors? Who's sponsoring you this year?
Melody Lounge is my parents' bar in Tempe, Arizona, and then Shootout for Kelly too is a friend of mine whose son died. He's 7 years old, and we're kind of dedicating this. I've dedicated my football, when I played football, I dedicated that to him and the rest of my racing career. And so he gives me, what we do is he's giving me money to sponsor to run for Kelly, and that's basically how we're working it.
My counterpart up there, Tom Boyd's thinking about building a Dwarf. What advice would you have for Mr. Boyd?
Let's see. That's kind of tough because I didn't do a lot of work. I did a lot of work with John Kane, and he knows more about it than I do. Basically, he's got a little patience and a little ingenuity and like to have fun.
Are we talking a lot of money involved in it?
No, I've put maybe 25 into this.
2,500?
2,500 in my car.
Engine, chassis, everything?
Engine, chassis, tires, rims.
That's not bad?
No, not at all. To go out and racing is not bad at all anymore.
What kind of horsepower are we talking about?
Right now it's about 110. I can get up to about 125 as soon as I get all the bugs worked out. And so
these things really fly though, don't they?
Yeah, you know, they don't look as fast as the other cars because they're so much bigger.
Yeah, and we've got the wider track.
Right.
Yeah.
But they really do move. It's exciting.
You have the right front wheel cambered?
Yes.
I noticed that a couple shocks on the right front.
Right.
One on the left front. How about the rear?
Rear, I got a swing arm suspension on the rear, and basically it works the same as a sprint car. It motions back and forth like a sprint car, and it levels out your weight.
How do you start building these cars? You start from scratch, from a frame, or
you start from a body and a frame, and basically what you do is you work your front end and rear end first, get that set up, and then you put your motor in, so everything sits right.
Where do you pick up parts? You know, like where do you pick the body up or the frame up?
Body.
Build it yourself, or?
No, John Kane and Ernie Adams make the frames down in Tempe, and then Pruitt makes the frames down here. And that's where I got this body from, and that's how we basically started off. I won this car. It used to be an old car, and I won it in a raffle, $5.
Is that right?
And I sold it, and I built this one.
Where'd you get the nickname Corky?
That's nobody can pronounce my last name. You know, it's basically how it is. It's Corcus, and people have a hard time, so I've been called Corky since long. You know, football announcers used to call me Corky. They couldn't remember they couldn't pronounce my name.
What's your first name?
Troy.
Troy. That's an easy one to remember.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you tonight, Corky, and hope you have a real good season this year, and stay in the safe lane.
Oh, I always will.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, Steve Dotson.
Yeah.
And the Dwarf number 71. Steve, looks like a brand new automobile, is it?
Yeah, it's our first race, you know, run around here and see how we do. First run.
Have you ever raced before?
Not legally.
Not legally.
Well, I used to do Odysseys and ATCs and stuff out at tracks in the Washington. Well, I'm good at that, but you know, it's different.
Are you telling me that tonight is your first race on a racetrack?
Well, for dwarf cars,
For
circle
dwarf
track
cars,
and stuff.
circle
Yeah,
cars? But not legally. Otherwise, like I used to do on the streets back when I was your age.
Yeah, just about. The old race cars.
You act like you're pretty excited today.
Oh, I can't wait to get out there. Just trying to keep up anyway.
Well,
don't know how I'm gonna do.
Well, I'm not an old pro. I mean, you know, I got the reputation of being two-lap jack. But let me give you this advice: once that green flag comes out, all the jitters will go away.
Really?
You'll be in good shape tonight.
I'm gonna go for it.
You're gonna go for it.
Well, at least I'm gonna try and stay in the race. better. Well, I was here when they said one lap jack.
No, that was Tom Boyd. He's gonna get it for that.
I'll try and at least make it two.
At least make it two. Steve, what kind of money are you talking about? Have you put into this vehicle?
I don't know. I have to ask my dad. It's probably a little over 2,000 maybe.
Over 2,000.
Not too much. We had the paint and all. We had a lot of the stuff at home already to do it, so it kind of made it easy.
Yeah, it's a good-looking car. You have any sponsors yet?
We got one sponsor in Phoenix. It's my uncle, George Lepart, artist at large. He does all kinds of painting and stuff. He does cars for World of Wheels and paints signs and race cars. He does a lot of the midgets and sprinters and stuff.
Are you from Phoenix?
No, from Tucson.
From Tucson?
He lives up there.
Your sponsor is just up there. Well, it's a good-looking dwarf. You know, hope you do well out there tonight.
So do I.
And don't worry, you'll do good. You'll do good. Okay. Steve, nice talking with you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
If you buy a cup of coffee tonight here at Raven Raceway, these are those Circle K type cups, let's put it that way.
Maybe this is George's automatic transmission
Moonlight. Could be. Anyway, you can stick these cups up on your dashboard and fill them up every day. If you buy a cup of coffee tonight here at the Raceway, you get one of these cups free, which is a good bargain. George's Exxon, 5502 East Speedway Boulevard, where you can go and get yourself a tune-up radiator plus, especially this time of the year.
So what do I do to win one of these again?
You have to go get yourself a cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Cream and sugar, right? Just sugar.
It is time. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. Another real good crowd. I think the car count is up considerably. I think that's a sign of some good participation coming from Phoenix, Arizona, as well as other cities in the surrounding area believing in this NASCAR program. So I know it's going to make the show bigger and better every time. I'd like to tell you that tomorrow we're going to have the Mother's Day special. We've been charging $5 general admission. All mothers will get in for $2 tomorrow as a complimentary thing from Raven Raceway. If any of you do come out, the show is going to be NASCAR Chargers and the rear engine sprint buggy modified, which put on a whale of a show last weekend. We've got the car stages and staging area. We're not going to hold anything up. You know, we're there. Yeah. We've had some weather problems every night. It seems like we did get a shower or two today, but I think we're going to hold out okay. So we'll get the racing started out the bat. If you'd all please stand for the national anthem. We got our special Carolyn here once again, and she's going to sing it for you again. George, are you ready? How about George Camp? Yep, he's waving his hands. All right. Our favorite singer. Doesn't she do a fine job? Got a couple announcements I want to make. One, Channel 4 TV will will now, every Monday night, be showing at 6 o'clock a 1-minute segment for Raven Raceway's results with live video results. For the previous race, we'll give a copy of a tape to. They will have it on the 6 o'clock news. They'll be telling you about upcoming events. It's the very first for us, and I'm real happy to announce that KVOA is now the TV house station for Raven Raceway. How about giving them a nice round of applause? You people constantly ask me about the newspaper. I have done everything that they have requested to get articles in there. We have Tom Boyd and Jack Jacobs have written the information. It's being gotten to them. There is no excuse. It's being taken to them every Sunday. If you want to help us out a little bit, drop a little line or give a phone call down to the sports department. Tell them we'd like auto racing covered as good as golf and everything else for us. Aside from that, it's time to go racing. As I see George here, let's send the first heat out. Sit back, enjoy yourselves. We'll talk to you in intermission. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Made it.
I love Dave's ability to editorialize, too. Let them know if they'd like to give us as good a coverage as they do golf, and baseball, and basketball, and hockey, and all that drug scandal stuff.
All exhaust, Dick Canals, all exhaust, and certified auto electric. Car number 71, Paul Bankard.
Inside row 2 for you, Rick Sykes of Tucson. Good God, he's got more sponsors than he's taking.
Well, in this case, it's a heat race. I don't want to say only a heat race. Once you go enter into the pits and have some work done on your vehicle, you have to go to the back of the pack. But during this heat race, right now we've only got 4 cars left in contention, unless we can get a couple of these cars over on the number 2 corner back out on the track. So coming back to the back of the pack, if he has a tire problem or whatever, it won't be all that bad.
What was it we saw out here unique and unusual last week, Jack? We saw
remember right, I don't know if they even tangled up. One of them spun out, the other one just spun out right behind them. They hit some oil or water or something between that 3 and 4 corner over there.
I think one up went over that short retaining wall out there to the infield off the back stretch, and maybe had some alignment problems or some suspension problems as a result of taking it through the off-road course. Speaking of which, you get a fair share of that stuff on Sunday afternoons for a while, then on Friday nights here at Raven Raceway. Also coming up out here tomorrow, we'll have the rear engine modifieds again. They put on a great show last week. And the NASCAR Chargers will have gates open at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll do hot laps at 1 o'clock on Mother's Day afternoon. So bring Mom. And racing at 2 o'clock sharp here at Raven tomorrow afternoon. And hope you're right back out here.
Well, in your program on page number 13 at Ron Woodwell's car number 34, it was somewhat of a misprint that he's sponsored by Certified Pano Electric. And also the car 52, Jim Track Francis Jr. is sponsored by Certified Auto Electric. And Paul Keating. Every weekend here at Raven Raceway. I want to wish you a happy birthday. Thanks for your support, Todd.
And many more.
And many more. Well, doesn't look like Jack Cocot's going to make it back out here for this one. Headed for the pits. Gary Cohen. Tony. Well, back out there.
tonight's mains, baby, both the Dwarfs and the late models.
Well, the traction track here at Raven Raceway is still just a little bit slippery. I clocked that white flag lap for our leader, Paul Bankart, and 21 and 0.7 hundredths for that last white flag lap. So, still a little bit wet out there. Well, so far,
The IROC C406-90A or 90X's last night. Out of Glendale, he's a mechanic, married, Barbara Jean, and he has 3 kids in the inside row 2.
on the outside of row 2 is Dana Fight, kind of her 84. It's an E on Tucson.
And we got green again. And we've got some early changes in this one for you tonight.
Car number 23, Jack Moore.
Bringing up the rear in 00, a Chevy 377 Gene Shear, another of our nation friends down here racing. Married, he and his wife Colleen with 3 kids. She is the car owner on 00. So that's your field here for the 3rd heat tonight of our late models, and they're already doing a fine job of giving up nothing but a great impression to George Camp. So impressive they are, George.
inside third row in the car number 73 from Eloy, Mike Hancock.
Outside, row 3, he's a newcomer to Circle Racing, sponsored by O'Reilly Chevrolet, your former drag racing great locally, Terry Reed, and then my favorite color on Saturday night of Raven Raceway, and I know it's yours too. The color of the green.
Chuck Boslin bringing up the pack in the car number 90. Ivan Russell looks like he's really got that car together. Just jumping out, taking a comfortable lead right from the front of the race and just losing everybody. And if I'm not mistaken, he lapped them all.
So they're well inside here. And look for this particular competitive division to do a lot of growing in the months and years ahead. I think a lot of folks are going to find this their affordable ticket to getting into the sport of automobile racing. We'll get some new blood mixed in with the old blood. We'll still play cards. We'll still do the things we do when we're not racing. But the most important thing is we all together, at least part of the time, will go racing. And probably doing it to begin with in one of these dwarf machines, powered in a lot of cases by ex-Metropolitan Police motorcycle policemen's engines. I knew there was a good use for those.
There was a good use for those. As George gives them the yellow, your pole sitter for this court racing event in the car number 47 of Tucson, sponsored by Valley Front Auto Parts, Hubner, Vance, and the older Tom Posey. The Killer B car, the car number 47, your pole sitter, Tom Posey.
Sitting outside of him on the front row, car number 13, Jim Allen.
Excuse me, Greg Posey's driving that car for Tom.
Elevation team, car number 7-1.
Well, he's going to get one more time around. Hey, race fans, if you have not seen these dwarfs yet, race out here, Raven, you're going to be in for a real treat. Cute little things, but I'll tell you what, they can really fly. Pick out your favorite car. Perhaps it might be Snoopy, Mighty Mouse, Big Panther, Happy, Spider-Man, Dennis Stutter, whatever. I like Spider-Man myself. No Parker, Spider-Man car number 8. And that car right there, the car number 71, going around there, the number 1 car. This is this gentleman's first race of his racing career. So keep your eye on him, see how he does.
So there you have it, your starting field for the lone heat race tonight for these dwarf racers. Probably most of these guys will be back later on in their main event. We've got 3 to get on. And some early moves being put on. Jeanelle Johnson Crew. All of these guys will be back in the main event. Car number 8, Bill Parker.
Oh, no, my car, the designer.
Getting caught up in a web in the backstretch.
Come on, Spider-Man, don't let me down.
Early jump to battle their way to the lead here. A little surprising to see it too, and that they all know they all are coming back for the main event.
Tom Cactus or something should have a restart here. So that's the way they're going to run it.
Settings up to be.
Yep. Okay, who's in this blue car? Is that 71? Yep, it is. You can't see the number on the side, but there it is in the back. Hey, he's hanging in there.
We'll give away must laps in the weeks ahead.
What's back for the side? There's Forrest Gary's going. Once again, here in Sussex.
Wintson driving tonight for Skip in car number 71 with his own problems here in the early on. Ernie Adams all finding it impossible to nose out Larry Hall, John Keane, and Dennis Fetter here in the heat stands for the Dwarf Racing tonight. And see if it's going to be the top 4 or the top 5 now, since we only had 3 in that one heat race tonight. I'm uneducated in these areas, and the best way to become educated is to ask a lady who knows.
Well, the car number 84. And that's Dana Pike from Tucson is not going to be in this one.
Oh, what a shame.
What a shame.
In a good position he had, too, if he would have been here. That'll just move everybody up. Before they even crank them.
Well, while we have one more lap to go, I'd like to recognize one of our couple of our corporate sponsors here at Raven Raceway. Budweiser, Rhodes, Izzo, and Coca-Cola Bottling Company. The Budweiser, Mr. Jim Grimes, the Executive Vice President, and for Coke, Mr. Jim Curry, the President. Budweiser and Coca-Cola.
Have done so much. Those folks over at Budweiser and Golden Eagle just to help Dave and Linda get us to this stage. And I'm sure they share a lot of pride, Dave and Linda and the rest of us who like to think of ourselves as Raven Raceway of 87. We thank you, gentlemen. Let's go.
Got kind of busy a minute ago.
Okay, let's go back to the track now. Dave Manis, what you got for us, sir? You're all fired up, baby. Take her away.
We got power again, huh?
Yep.
Well, I've seen a real good show so far. I'd like to compliment the stock car guys. I think they're doing a heck of a job for us, and I think you people up there appreciate it too. The racetrack, you may have seen a major difference in it. Last week, when the sprint cars run, we decided to go ahead and start ripping the racetrack up. Cliff Martin's been doing one heck of a job prepping the racetrack for me. We ripped it this time from the top, clear to the bottom, put a little extra water on it. We've been doing some experiments, but I think it's coming in real good, and I think maybe the dust not flying on the bottom puts on a better show all the way around. It's 90 foot wide. They got plenty of room to race on, so they don't have to worry about single file. I have with me a gentleman from Golden Eagle Distributors. His name is Mr. Jim Grimes. He's Vice President of Golden Eagle Distributors and Budweiser locally. He is one of the major corporate sponsors in this race facility. He's also been a great asset to the racers, and I'd like him to explain a package that he just put together with Anheuser-Busch to benefit all the racers. Jim, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Dave. Briefly, for those of you who've been out here, you've heard it announced from the press box, but Golden Eagle Distributors, in conjunction with Anheuser-Busch, has put up a champ fund that totals $10,000 for the 1987 racing season. There will be $5,500 to be split in the late model division, $3,000 in the midgets, and $1,500 in the super modified. And those monies will be paid based on point standings at the end of the year. Dave asked me if I'd come out and say a few words, and I'm glad to, but basically the only thing I'd like to say is that I want to thank all you fans for supporting Raven Raceway so far this year, because without you guys, racing will not exist in Tucson. So please support us for the rest of the year, and thanks for coming. Thank you, Dave.
Mr. Jim Grimes, thank you very much. He has believed in this facility for a long time. His corporate sponsorship to the racers means an awful lot to those guys down there. It's the first time in years or ever that I know of that they've had the opportunity to race for some big cash purses at the end of the year and bonuses. So it's people like him and these other businesses that are all over the billboards that have supported the facility, but it's you people up there that is making the difference right now. I will guarantee you that the crowds are good. If they stay this way, we will get into bigger and better shows. We have some national shows we're going to try and bring in. And I'm going to make another announcement now. The Sunday afternoon show is going to be discontinued in about 3 more weeks. I'm moving the NASCAR Chargers to run with the NASCAR late models the rest of the year on Saturday night. I think it'll give you a good show. I think the beginners are going to need the excitement of all these stands being full. And I think they've already done, I know they have, they put on 3 whale of a shows, they got 26, 28 cars. So we're going to try and lengthen the show out a little more, give you a little more of your money's worth. First, everybody griped that the show was getting over too late in the years in the past. Now we're getting it over 10:30 and they're griping because it's over too early. So I guess what we're going to do is add some divisions. We're going to keep the dwarf cars with the late models. How about that? You guys like the dwarf cars? Yeah! Oh, Tom Boyd's getting excited. I can see it coming. He's got to get in the dwarf car. So we got you one lined out, I think, Tom. We got a grudge match coming up. The next time the dwarf cars run, dwarf cars. We are going to let you be one of the participants. And Mr. Grimes, how about you? Would you be willing to drive a dwarf car?
I'd be willing, but I don't think they could get me in one. I better try a street car. Come on.
That ain't going to work, because Jim Allen is as big as you are. And he's got a dwarf car that I know he'll let you drive. So I think we got Jim Grimes from Golden Eagle. We got Tom Boyd. And Brian Gladstone from KVOA TV accepted a challenge on this deal from the telephone call yesterday. So he's going to drive one of them.
I've got a lady, too. Well, she's a lady of sorts. Roberta Gale is dying to do this thing, too. Can we get her car lined up for her?
Is she the one from...
with a loose steering wheel?
Isn't Chief from KRQ?
I'll do it.
You got it.
I'll do it.
Yeah, okay.
It's the mouth of the South.
The mouth of the South. All right. All right, we'll bring her down here, and she'll take on you three guys, and we're going to do a traveling trophy. If any of you out there have businesses or would like to get involved in some of this stuff, please call me during the week. I'm here every day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Office hours are always open from 9 to usually 6 or 7 at night. Feel welcome to call me. You telephone number. It's in the program where you can get a card up front. One thing I'd like to tell you too is you fans have been terrific in a lot of ways. My wife and I are going to be very complimentary, and we appreciate it. The new ladies' restroom has been well taken care of. And you ladies applaud yourselves because you've taken good care of it, and you've let the other ladies know that it's time to take care of our facility. You've all been using the trash cans. Very nice. Thank you. We tried to put a lot of pride in this place. You're doing your fair share, and if you have complaints, feel welcome to call me. We had some problems with some people drinking real heavy. They've been thrown out of the facility regularly. We will not tolerate it. It is for kids and family to use this facility. If somebody is abusing the privilege, find somebody in a red shirt. We will take care of it. You can drink moderately and have a good time, but don't abuse it. It's not here to be abused. It's here to be a fun thing for all of us, and that includes our children and wives. So thank you very much. It's intermission time. There's not much else to say other than some of our schedules have been changed. We are going to run Chargers with late miles on Saturday night. Our Friday night show is going to develop in about 3 to 4 weeks. It's going to consist of off-road cars, motorcycles, three-wheelers, and quads. And that's going to be a straight, consistent, every other week probably through the summertime on Friday nights. We're getting ready to put the new lights up on the towers. It's just too hot to run on Sunday afternoon. If you were here at any time and seen our first off-road show, I'll guarantee you it's one heck of a show. They did a fine job. We got a lot of participation coming from the bike shops and the buggy shops. So the quads, three-wheelers, and buggies eventually will be running our Friday night show. General admission will stay on Friday nights at $5 straight across the board. So we think that'd be a good chance for a lot of the students and stuff to have something to do on Friday night. Once again, we have Tom Boyd and Jack Jacobs are doing a fine job on announcing. If any of you have suggestions, find us after the races, make them. We're trying to deal with as many as we can every week. We've been making constant improvements, employees, and everything else. But it's your thankfulness that I have for all you people that have been supporting this facility week after week. Keep it up. We'll see bigger and better races. We got national events coming. Thank you all very much. And thank you, Dave Peters. Let's give Dave Peters a big hand, folks, doing such a fine job out here at Raven Raceway. Well, it's intermission time. You have time to walk behind the grandstands there, food concession stands, both Mexican and American. Around the green.
race just a little bit earlier in the heat race. Having his problems tonight, but I'm sure Skip will be back out here in better form in the weeks to come. Skip Thompson, a Tucsoner. First time driving, a little bit nervous, but he's going to do okay. John Kane in the car number 6, the happy car. Along with car number 8, Spider-Man, Bill Parker. Trying Hubner. Corky, he called the ugly duckling in the car number 81. Jimmy Allen in the car number 13. And car number 40, Kim Stanley, the Snoopy car. Car number 24, the big bad look with Ernie Adams behind the wheel on that one. And in the car number 3, Larry Hall in Mighty Mouse, along with Dennis Fetter in the car number 7. And 17 was right, he's going to be out of it.
let those guys do some inspiring. Here's where we go, you folks in the stands. We had a perfect one last week or the week before, I forget which, but our great 1987 Raven Wave turned into something else. And tonight, I hope you're able to hear us down there in Stomper Hill area, because we want you folks to be the...
Okay. Bob McKinley, are you in agreement?
What's there to agree on?
What's there to agree on? All right, everybody look up here. This is Tom Boyd, and I'm Jack Jacobs, and I'm going to challenge Mr. Tom Boyd in a 2-car, 4-lap NASCAR Charger race tomorrow. This is the surprise we talked about at breakfast. It's already been arranged. Mr. Rhodes knows about it.
There's not a sane and sensible Charger owner in this field
We've already got a couple lined up.
who's dumb enough to let me drive his car around this track even 4 times.
Okay, here's the rule.
I brought one back a couple of years ago in a little TV race out here. It looked like Snoopy's doghouse. It was all pushed up in the middle. Boy, did I leave one driver in a crying way that night. He thought I was going to bring it back totally unscathed. Hell, I thought I was going to bring it back totally unscathed.
Okay.
When you get out there, it's exciting. And you feel my
Here's the rules for tomorrow.
No rules.
It's a 4-lapper. We're going to do it right at intermission time. Okay, number 1, if I win, okay, you give me back my 2-lap status instead of my 1.5. But if I win, I get the trophy girl.
You get the trophy girl.
Okay, if you win,
No problem there. If I win,
I get the trophy girl.
you get the trophy girl. I'll buy that.
If neither one of us finish,
And there's a good chance of that happening.
I get the trophy
The
girl.
trophy girl is the winner.
Plan on being out here tomorrow afternoon for some exciting racing action between Mr. Tom Boyd and your story, Dr.
It'll be exciting at all times out here tomorrow except intermission. But we figure we'll have a captive audience. So what's the day?
That's right. Bring your fire suit. Judge gave us a helmet and a fire suit. That's what you first.
We'll see. We'll see.
Just give me a
Kid, the other bookend, Bob McKinley, are down there and ready to introduce you to the starting field. So let's take them away.
All right, bring it up the rear. On the outside of Buick from Tucson, sponsored by Frontier Towing, Parts World, and ACI. The car number 48, Blue Melendrome.
And sitting inside Lou with some sheet metal that's a little bit frayed right now with that Chevy 377 00, he's out of Phoenix, Gene Shear.
In the next row, a Camaro from Tucson, sponsored by the Ajo Cafe, George's Automatic Transmission and Performance Engine and Machine, the car number 22, Dan McFedrin.
Sitting inside McFedrin, boy, this guy has come from the drag strip to do some serious stuff here. He just proved that in that heat race with the Camaro 07, sponsored by O'Reilly Chevrolet, Tucsonan Terry Green.
And in the car number 34 from Tucson, owner Pete Hernandez, driving tonight in 34, Ron Neckvelle.
Next, car number 6, that's Bob Lutz's machine out of Tucson. And tonight, let's give him an extra warm welcome back to racing for Marion Smiley.
And sitting right up there in a Chevy 400 from Wilcox, the first-year driver, he's a farmer, the car number 40, Leroy Welch.
I remember the farm back in Ohio, and I always said I'd rather be racing too. Car number 61, the IROC Z406. They call him Rapid because he is Rapid Roy Gibson, Tucson.
And sitting on the outside of the next row, car number 88, sponsored by Eastside Engines, the Young Motorsports, NNB affiliated from Tucson, the car number 88, Dwayne Lang.
And right behind him, from Eloy, he's had some good weeks in the past. Look forward tonight, too, out of number 73, Mike Hancock.
Okay, you know this fella, the Blue Circle West car, sponsored by Performance and Engine and Machine. Danny's Racing from Amarillo, the Vicky Lynn car, the car number 74, Carl Trimmer.
Next up on the George Kemp Hit Parade. You never know with him. Gentlemen, Jim Throckmorton at the wheel of car number 52, another of our Tucsonan drivers.
And one more Tucsonan driver, sponsored by Sanadere Rocket Material, George's automatic transmission from Tucson. Will you welcome the car number 23, Jack Moore?
Inside on that fourth row in the 4U car, sponsored by Budweiser and Golden Eagle, and he was the champ of California, Arizona, and New Mexico the same year. Tucsonan race driver Rick Sipes.
On the outside of the third row, sponsored by Marketing Concepts, Brandon Communication Systems, Brandon Brothers Texaco, from Tucson, the car number 55, Bill Brandon.
Inside row 3, car number 17, in that Coors light car from Tucson, your former motorcycle racer who finally wised up, Ivan Russell.
On the outside of the second row, sponsored by George's Automatic Transmission, Cactus Boot and Shoe Repair. In the car number 75 from Tucson, George Bankar.
Inside row number 2 in car number 24, racing out of Tempe, Steve McGuire.
On the outside pole position, from Anco Mobile Brake, the Young Motorsports, Aztec Video, the single fella in a Camaro, from Phoenix, the car number 29, our winner of our first main event here at Raven Raceway, Dan Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, on your pole tonight, the most improved driver of 1985 from Tucson in the Camaro number 71, Paul Banghart.
And also we want to recognize in the car number 52, Jim Throckmorton Jr., sponsored by Performance Engine and Machine, certified auto electric, Grassfield Auto Parts, Copper State Towing, and Simon's Generator and ABC Radio. Radiator, I'm sorry.
Enough radio.
Enough radio. The Young Motorsports and Ron's Racing Product.
Come to your feet, please. Boy, this inspires the daylights out of these guys, and they get real excited. So stand up right now as the lead car gets in front of you, and let's see what kind of a wave we get. This one ought to be a nice slow motion. Oh, nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Looking good. You folks are very, very good at this. I hope it was as good for you as it was for us. I even feel yours move. What a night. What a night of racing. This could be it. That was a good practice one, folks. Now, if George gives them the green, we show them the quickie Raven wave, where we literally come flashing up. If I were you, Dave Manis, I'd grab the chain link fence and hang on. Yep. They're wild and woolly, downright rowdy tonight. I think there's going to be a party.
20 cars looking beautiful.
Up with McGraw. Okay, folks, I got a feeling.
30 laps.
I got a feeling. We're going to do green, so as that lead car flashes to you, stand up and yell.
was 61, Roy Gibson from Tucson. Leroy's right out there.
Rapid Roy running into what he hopes is a very temporary problem. The double zeros in there on the right.
Into the first wheel. And Roy pulls her into pairs.
Yes.
He may be back out, though. I think he just had some metal sticking off the side of the car.
Expressing an editorial opinion as he pulled into the pits, too.
Yeah, he wasn't very happy.
I think he sent George his Christmas goose a little early.
Jack Thorpe is into the pits. He lost the wheel. He may be back out there.
Realize that we have got racing back in our community once again because of folks like you in the stands tonight. It is the fun sport that we all remembered it to be, and becoming more and more fun with each and every passing week. And I do sincerely believe down the road we're going to see some previously non-racing
Candy is a very nice racing lady. By the way, Robin and I were looking for Candy and Linda and Berta and Betsy over in the field today. As we came into Raven Raceway, I finally did it.